Have you ever, felt like you're putting in all the right inputs, doing all the necessary work for your goals, but getting just total, absolute static back from the universe?
Oh, I think everyone knows that feeling.
Right. Like you set the intentions, you read all the books, you do what you're supposedly, supposed to do, but you hit the same invisible walls over and over.
Yeah, and it's exhausting.
It's completely exhausting. But what if the issue isn't your work ethic or your timing or even like your luck? What if you're actually locked in a constant, ongoing dialogue with the universe right now, but you're just speaking a completely incompatible language?
That is such a huge shift in perspective. I mean, it fundamentally changes how you interact with your own life because we are so conditioned to view our environment as this passive backdrop.
Like a silent stage where we just act out our routines.
Exactly, a silent, indifferent stage. But the framework we're unpacking today suggests the exact opposite. The stage isn't just listening to you, it is actively responding to the signals you probably don't even realize you're sending.
And to understand exactly how that mechanism works, we're doing a deep dive today into the architecture of this cosmic conversation.
Hmm.
We're looking at a really comprehensive breakdown, did an outline of an audiobook titled How to Talk to the Universe, and subtitles like, And Know If the Universe is Hearing You.
Yeah, and the mission for this deep dive is to move way past those basic entry-level ideas of manifestation. We're here to decode the precise mechanics of this conversation and give you a practical step-by-step framework.
Right, to transition from passively wishing for things to actively co-creating your reality. So if you're listening right now, whether you're trying to advance your career, find some peace, or just figure out why you keep hitting those same roadblocks, understanding this framework is going to completely change how you view your own thoughts.
Absolutely. And the very first step in rewiring that dialogue is recognizing that the universe, well, it doesn't speak English.
Right, it doesn't speak any verbal language at all.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. The fundamental communication system of reality is vibrational. And for anyone who follows this space, the foundational quantum premise isn't new. Matter isn't completely solid.
Right, at the subatomic level, particles are just flickering in and out of existence.
Exactly. So beneath the illusion of a static physical world, there's this really elegant, kind of chaotic dance of energy.
Yeah.
Everything vibrates at a specific frequency.
Okay, so our listeners are pretty familiar with the whole everything is energy baseline. So let's skip the physics 101 and get right into the actual mechanism. Like, how does a human mind interact with that field?
Well, the framework poses that the mind is essentially a broadcasting tower. Every thought emits a specific frequency, and the universe acts as a sort of cosmic mirror.
A mirror that just reflects back the reality that matches your broadcast.
Precisely. But a thought by itself is actually pretty weak.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The real engine here seems to be the emotion, right?
Emotion is the amplifier, period. A fleeting thought about, say, wanting a new job doesn't carry much gravitational pull on its own. It's just a blip. But a thought that is saturated with a powerful emotion, that is a massive magnetic signal.
Oh, wow.
And this framework strictly categorizes these signals into high and low frequencies. High frequencies are states like genuine joy, gratitude, love.
And low frequencies are what? Fear? Desperation?
Fear, desperation, stagnation. And the thing is, the universe as a mirror, it doesn't judge these frequencies as good or bad. It simply matches them.
So the stronger the emotional charge you attach to a thought, the more vivid the blueprint you're handing over to be mirrored back.
Exactly.
Okay, let's unpack this because this is where I think the wheels fall off for a lot of people in the real world. If the universe is just a mirror matching my thoughts and emotions, why do positive affirmations fail so miserably for so many people?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right. I mean, you have millions of people standing in front of their bathroom mirrors every single morning chanting, I am a millionaire, I am deeply loved, and absolutely nothing changes. If we use a radio station analogy, it's like they're trying to tune into a high-frequency FM pop station, but their internal dial is just stuck on AM static.
That AM static is exactly what the universe is actually hearing. That's the crucial disconnect. The universe does not hear your words. It hears your emotional baseline.
Oh, interesting. So it hears the underlying truth of your nervous system.
Yes. If you're standing at the mirror repeating, I am abundant, but in your gut, your chest is tight because you're terrified about making rent, your dominant vibration is in abundance.
It's terror.
It is terror. You are broadcasting lack with a megaphone while merely whispering abundance.
So the positive words are literally just window dressing over a foundation of panic.
Precisely. You cannot fake vibrational congruence. The universe responds to what's actually happening inside you, not the script you're reading.
Okay, so how do we fix the broadcast?
You have to shift that physical, emotional baseline. And this is why the framework introduces gratitude as the ultimate tool for emotional resonance.
But it has to be genuine gratitude, right? Not just a polite intellectual thank you.
Right, no autopilot gratitude. It means sitting down and generating the physical, somatic feeling of fullness and appreciation in your body. Because when you do that, you force your energetic field into a high-frequency state.
You're aligning yourself with the feeling of having received even before the physical proof arrives.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're experiencing the sensation, the result, before it materializes.
Mm-hmm.
But if emotion is the raw fuel, we still need a circuit board, right? Because raw energy without direction is just chaos.
That brings us to intention. If vibration is the fuel, intention is the blueprint.
Okay, break that down for me.
Think of raw vibrational energy like a standard light bulb. It illuminates a room, but the energy is scattered. It doesn't have localized power. Clear intention takes that exact same energy and focuses it into a laser beam.
Ah, and a laser can cut through steel, not because it has more energy, but because it's ruthlessly focused.
Exactly. And the primary threat to this process is vagueness. The source uses this brilliant restaurant analogy.
Oh, I love this one. It's like walking into a high-end restaurant, sitting down, looking the waiter dead in the eye, and just saying, "I'll have food."
Right. And the waiter might bring you, an incredibly spicy bowl of soup when you actually wanted a slice of chocolate cake.
But you technically received food, so the universe fulfilled the request.
Yes. But your lack of clarity created a highly frustrating outcome. And people do this constantly. They broadcast, I want to be happy, or I want more money.
That's a super scattered signal. It's exactly like typing, "Take me somewhere warm," into your GPS. The system might route you to a beautiful beach in the Bahamas, or it might route you to the middle of Death Valley at noon with a broken water pump.
That is a perfect analogy. You got what you asked for, but you left the actual destination up to chance.
So how do we actually program the coordinates correctly?
The framework gives a specific formula. Specificity plus present tense language plus emotional alignment. They call it the what, why, and feeling framework.
Okay, so instead of the vague, "I want more money,"
You program the GPS with something like, I am receiving $10,000 a month from my creative work.
wow, okay, hyper-specific.
Very specific. It claims the reality in the present tense, and it instantly generates a feeling of creative fulfillment and financial security.
But there's a trap door here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because an intention can look perfect on paper, but if the motivation behind it is contaminated, the whole blueprint kind of rots.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, let's say my intention is to build a massive multi-million-dollar company. The specificity is there, the present tense is there. But if I'm totally honest with myself, the only reason I want it is to prove my worth to people who rejected me 10 years ago. What happens to the broadcast then?
Then your intention is anchored in the frequency of insecurity and spite. And remember, the universe reads the emotional baseline. It reads the insecurity.
So intention without authentic alignment just creates internal friction.
Exactly. An intention has to excite your mind, but it also has to expand your heart. If your goals are rooted in proving yourself or fear of being left behind, you are sending a contradictory signal.
The blueprint says wealth, but the fuel says, "I am not enough."
Right. When your intentions are rooted in your authentic truth, they carry integrity. You aren't fighting yourself on a subconscious level.
Okay, so let's say a listener has done this audit. They have a clear blueprint, their emotional fuel is dialed in, their motivations are authentic, they are broadcasting a clean signal.
Right.
But what if their own brain looks at this beautifully crafted blueprint and completely rejects it? What if their internal wiring just refuses to believe it's possible?
Then you've hit the gatekeeper, belief. Belief is the ultimate filter of this entire system. It dictates what is even permitted to enter your reality.
So you could have the most laser-focused intention in the world.
But if your subconscious programming firmly believes that wealth is corrupting or that you're fundamentally unlovable, your mind will actively repel opportunities. It does this to keep you safe in your familiar, albeit painful, reality.
And this isn't just metaphysical philosophy, is it? There's hard neurological science driving this, specifically the reticular activating system, or the RAS.
Yes. The RAS is a bundle of nerves at our brainstem that acts as a bouncer for your conscious mind.
A bouncer. I like that.
Right now, there are millions of bits of sensory data surrounding you. If your brain tried to process all of it, you would collapse. So the RAS filters the environment and only lets through information that proves your existing beliefs are true.
So if your core belief is the world is full of opportunities, Your RAS will literally highlight resources, synchronicities, and helpful people.
But if your belief is nothing ever works out for me, your RAS will meticulously filter out those exact same opportunities. It'll only show you the delays, the rejections, the obstacles.
It effectively edits your reality in real time to match your inner narrative. So evidence is just the fruit. The belief is the seed.
That's a great way to put it.
But I want to play devil's advocate here because this is where these frameworks can feel deeply alienating for people.
Okay, let's hear it.
The framework argues that you have to choose to believe the new reality before you have the proof. But how can you possibly ask someone to genuinely believe they are stepping into abundance if they literally just lost their job yesterday and their bank account is overdrawn?
That is tough.
Expecting someone in a state of acute panic to just choose to believe they're highly successful? I mean, it feels like a fast track to toxic positivity. It feels delusional.
That is a phenomenal pushback, and it's the exact point where most people abandon the practice. The key nuance here is that you do not have to make massive, unbelievable cognitive leaps all at once.
Okay, so you don't just jump to the end goal.
No. If you're terrified about paying rent, trying to force your brain to believe I am a multimillionaire will backfire. Your nervous system will reject it as a lie, and you'll actually generate more anxiety. What you're doing is updating outdated mental software, and you have to stepladder your way up.
Step laddering. Okay, so you don't jump straight to the top rung of the delusion.
Exactly. You find a belief that is slightly better than panic, but still feels completely true to your logical mind. So instead of, I am wealthy, the stepladder belief might be, I have a track record of solving difficult problems.
Oh, I see. Or maybe, I am open to the possibility that a new door could open for me.
Yes. Those statements don't trigger your brain's threat response. They feel possible.
So you aren't lying to yourself. You're just finding the highest frequency thought that you actually have access to in that specific moment.
Right. And once you find that thought, you nurture it. You use tools like visualization and scripting, not to trick yourself, but to create emotional resonance.
You're training your nervous system to tolerate a new baseline of safety.
Once your body feels safe with the idea of possibility, your RAS starts looking for evidence of possibility. Once it finds that evidence, your belief strengthens, and you reach for the next rung on the ladder.
It's essentially physical therapy for your expectations.
That's exactly what it is.
All right, so the listener has done the physical therapy, the RAS is on board, the laser focus signal is sent, and then crickets. Nothing happens for 3 weeks. This is the phase that breaks everyone, isn't it? The waiting game.
Oh, the energetic incubation period. This is where human nature violently clashes with the mechanics of manifestation.
Tell me about it.
The framework uses a really brilliant seed analogy here. When you plant a seed in the soil, you understand that an incredibly complex biological process is happening underground, right? In the dark, where you can't see it.
Right. What you don't do is dig up the seed every single morning to check if the roots are growing.
Because digging it up exposes it to the elements and kills the process. But that is precisely how we treat our intentions. We plant the seed, and then 2 days later, we start obsessing over the how and the when. We try to micromanage the universe's delivery system.
And obsessing over the how operates on the frequency of doubt.
Right. Yes. It signals to the cosmic mirror that you do not actually trust the process. That introduces massive friction. The antidote to this is detachment.
Okay, I have to pause you there because the concept of detachment is, I think, heavily misunderstood. If I'm just supposed to trust the process, detach from the outcome, and sit back, aren't I just being passive?
That's a common misconception.
How does the listener know the difference between letting go and just straight up giving up on their goals?
Well, giving up is dropping the intention entirely. Detachment is holding the intention firmly, but dropping the timeline and the specific packaging.
Okay.
Detachment is not apathy. It is caring deeply enough to ask for what you want, but maintaining an internal state of peace, even if it doesn't arrive exactly when or how you demanded.
It's like the difference between trying to hold water in a clenched fist versus an open, relaxed hand. If you panic and squeeze your fist tight to control the water, the pressure forces it to spill out everywhere.
But if you keep your palm open and relaxed, the water rests there perfectly.
That open palm is the energy of active trust. It creates a vacuum, a calm space for the manifestation to unfold.
And trust is not passive. It requires fierce emotional self-regulation. When doubt creeps in, you have to actively remind your nervous system that a delay is not a denial.
But surely we aren't just sitting on the couch with an open palm waiting for a check to arrive in the mail. We still have to act, right?
You do, but the framework makes a sharp distinction between forced action and inspired action.
What's the difference?
Forced action comes from that clenched fist energy of lack. It's frantically sending out 70 generic resumes at 3 in the morning because you're terrified of being broke.
Yikes. Yeah, we've all been there.
Inspired action comes from a state of flow. It's that sudden, inexplicable, calm, intuitive nudge you get while making coffee to reach out to a specific former colleague. It might not make logical sense on a spreadsheet, but it carries a completely different energetic signature.
And while you were taking that inspired action, the framework mentions you might start seeing echoes from the field, right? Synchronicities.
Yes. As your vibration aligns, your RAS will start catching synchronicities. This could be seeing repeating numbers like 111 or 333.
Or having a really specific conversation with a stranger that answers a question you've been pondering.
Exactly. These aren't the final manifestation. They're road signs indicating that the soil is fertile and the process is working.
Okay, so the soil is fertile, you've regulated your nervous system, you follow the intuitive nudges, and finally, the delivery arrives at your front door. You'd think this is the easy part, but the framework points out that this is actually where people actively block their own success.
It is stunning how often people reject what they asked for right at the finish line. We fail at the art of receptivity.
Why do we do that?
The framework highlights 3 main culprits: deeply buried feelings of unworthiness, a lack of mindful presence to even notice the opportunity, and overwhelmingly strict expectations of what the package was supposed to look like.
The packaging issue is so common. You ask the universe for a deeply passionate, lifelong romance, and the universe delivers a really quiet, unassuming friendship with a coworker.
Or you ask for a massive, multi-million-dollar business empire, and the universe delivers a frustrating, low-paying freelance gig.
Right. If you are stubbornly attached to the fireworks and the Hollywood entrance, you'll completely ignore the quiet friendship.
And if you demand the finished empire on day 1, you will arrogantly reject the freelance gig. But the universe often delivers the exact stepping stone required to build the capacity for your ultimate goal.
Wow.
If you are rigid, you throw the seed in the trash because it doesn't look like a mature oak tree yet.
So receptivity requires an intense level of open-mindedness. And when you do recognize that stepping stone, how do you lock it in?
Through celebration and integration. Celebrating even the smallest, most disguised manifestation is an energetic anchor. It signals your subconscious and your RAS. Yes, this is my new normal. Find me more of this.
And integration.
That's the final, most critical step. Changing your identity to match the new reality. You cannot receive a new reality while maintaining your old identity.
So if you asked for wealth, and the opportunity for wealth arrives, you can't manage it using the financial mindset of someone who is terrified of being broke.
Exactly. You have to literally step into the identity of a person who is comfortable managing abundance, so you don't sabotage it.
You have to wear the coat. You
Yeah.
can't just hang it in the closet and stare at it.
Well said.
So think about your own life right now as you listen to this. Are you accidentally slamming the door on exactly what you asked for just because it showed up in a brown cardboard box instead of shiny gold wrapping paper?
Are you demanding the final destination while stubbornly refusing to walk through the perfectly good door standing right in front of you?
If we distill this entire complex framework down to its absolute core, it is this. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are.
The art of this cosmic conversation is entirely about the internal work of becoming the version of yourself who already inhabits that desired frequency.
It's a massive paradigm shift. We've covered so much ground today. We started with the realization that the universe's native tongue is vibrational, and we have to tune our broadcast using the raw power of our emotional baseline. We learned how to avoid the AM static by cultivating genuine gratitude. We built a laser-focused blueprint using specific present tense intentions.
We talked about step-laddering beliefs, so the RAS works for us, not against us.
We explored the incubation period, dropping the clenched fist, embracing the open palm, relying on inspired action, and finally, that radical open-mindedness required to actually receive the gift, even when it's wearing a disguise.
It really is a profound roadmap for moving from being a passive victim of circumstance to a conscious architect of your reality.
It is.
But, there is one final lingering concept from this framework that completely recontextualizes every single thing we have discussed today.
Oh, what's that?
The text ultimately concludes that you are not actually separate from the universe. You are the universe made conscious.
Wow. That is a staggering thought to sit with.
Think about it. If you are literally the universe experiencing itself, then perhaps your deepest, most authentic desires are not actually things you are trying to magically pull toward yourself from some distant place.
So what are they?
Maybe those desires are the universe itself, trying to expand through you. When you feel a burning, undeniable drive to create something beautiful or to experience profound love,
Yeah.
that isn't you begging the universe for a favor.
No.
No, that is the universe knocking on the door of your consciousness, asking you to let it out into the physical world.
You aren't asking for a handout, you're answering a call. That changes the entire dynamic of the conversation. So as you go about the rest of your day, take a deep breath. Look around your immediate environment. Notice how your body feels. What exact signal are you broadcasting right now? Because the cosmic mirror is always listening and it's always reflecting.
Change the frequency, and you just might change your entire world.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.